Hello there everyone, today we're going to check out some Bitcoin analysis. We're going to look at the bearish and bullish scenarios really of the market at the moment whilst we're still sitting under this bull market support band, just lolling around $38.4k. And what's recently happened as well for Bitcoin is actually we lost this bear flag position right here, or even ascending channel, but when you look at the particular pole here from this impulse at $70,000, it does very much look like a bear flag. Now, we were saying that these were the key areas of support on this channel, and I'm sure many others also noticed this as well. It's not rocket science. This doesn't make anyone special. Now we can see 24th January, 24th February, and also the 1st of May. We found support perfectly on these particular levels at 37.5k. 34.3 and also 33k, and of course it's a trend line, it can still be broken, so I would hope that now Bitcoin might try and at least retest the 40k levels one more time. But if we do retest this 37k support line, we may actually see continuation to the downside to levels such as $34,000 and so on. So the reason I want to look at Bitcoin today is because are we in an area where we can potentially buy more, with confidence? We've come back down to about 40 on the RSI at the moment, but there are a few things that make me think, well, could we possibly go lower, because some of the technicals are screaming that we can, but then there's also some things that actually suggest, well, maybe there's still a lot of space to move to the upside. So here we are, guys, on the BLX chart right here, logarithmic chart. This highlights all of the bull market cycles from previously. We've got 2011 over here, we've got 2013 here, 2017 over here, and we've got the current bull market. So if we look at the previous ones, you can see the market cycle tops to bottom. We corrected 94% over here, or was it just a little bit less? 93% correction. The following market in 2013, we had another correction of 77%. This one here from 2013 top at $1,000, we came all the way back down to 155. We saw an 85% correction over there. The very famous 2017 bull market. Now we came up to $17,000, $18,000 and $19,000 highs. We actually saw basically a huge descending triangle, and then we lost this key support at 5.8k. There we came down to 3.2k, seeing an 82% correction. Now what's happened at the moment with this particular bull market is we've not even come close. This is the market cycle top right here, and the lowest we came down so far was 27k. So we've seen a 57% decrease on this particular bull run. And if we were to match the others and at least have a 70, maybe to 75% correction, that would bring us down to about $17,000. Now I do believe that returns diminish, market cycles lengthen, and sure, this can definitely happen as more adoption occurs, less volatility also occurs. We can see that's definitely a positive relationship. So if we assume maybe 65% for this particular run, it would still take us down to about $24,000. And that's where we lose all the critical support at these 28, 29k levels. That's where we lose support at 32k, lose support at 34k. So we'd have to see a lot of continuation to the downside in order for this to actually potentially happen for Bitcoin. So we haven't yet seen it happen, and it would be nice to actually see if we can lose this particular bear flag right here that we are producing on this time frame. We're so close to losing it. As you can see, we're putting through this doji candle where buying and selling pressure is very equal, and a lot of people are speculating that we're going to lose this particular chart pattern. And if we do lose it, we're going to take the length of this flagpole, and effectively that's going to give the technical target upon loss, which takes us to around that $22,000 level. Now it could even go lower, but I truly don't think it's going to go to about $18,000. I think that is a bit too low, but it can still happen. So what we're going to do is just put basically a rectangle around that $22,000 to $18,000 zone, which it could potentially come down to. I don't think it's going to go that low. I'm going to take it a little bit higher and just move this to about there. So really, anywhere between $24,000 and $20,000 would be the technical target out of this Bitcoin bear flag that we're producing. But on the contrary, we could still see a big pump to the upside. We could still actually see the opposite occur, because if you look back here, effectively we also had a bear flag in May. We had this big descending triangle following the Wyckoff distribution, which is a bearish continuation pattern, but we saw the opposite occur. We're below the 20-day moving average and the 200-day. We were below the bull market support band, but we saw the pump to the upside, and now we can still get the same thing occur. Just because we have these bearish chart patterns doesn't mean they have to occur. We can still see a retest of $50,000. We can still see continuation to the upside on the inverse. So yeah, two scenarios that could happen. Of course, we have the bull situation coming up to $70,000. We have the bearish situation where there'll be lots of bounces along the way, where we actually come down to these lower $20,000 levels, which maybe it makes sense that we do as we zoom out and we look at the market cycle. Doesn't that look much more realistic to find a bottom floor price around $20,000 before moving up to the upside? So could 2022 and 2023 be bearish? Possible, very possible. I wouldn't even mind seeing this happen. But yeah, that's just the two situations I wanted to talk about with you on this particular time frame. We also have the total market cap. We've lost support here. This is total market cap excluding Bitcoin's valuation. We lost support here at $997 billion, and I think that's quite a critical thing to consider. If we look at the 4-hour time frame though, again, it's another really nice ascending triangle, which is showing a lot of strength in the market. So that big blip that we had, if you did catch a dip, you probably did all right there. But again, we need to break to the upside of this ascending triangle with confirmation, with a lot of volume, and we can still see continuation to the downside unless we're putting through those higher lows and higher highs simultaneously, because at the moment, we just really are not. So there's a bearish and bullish scenario for Bitcoin at the moment. I really think either or is going to happen. Nobody truly knows which one will happen. Technicals can scream, you know, we haven't seen enough of a volume or even return this particular year, because if you have a look at the bull market bottom, if I just show you right now, I mean, this is anomalous, so I'm not going to go all the way down to 3.9k, but maybe just around 6.7. We can see that we saw a 900% increase for this particular market cycle. Previous one where we saw the kickoff of the bull market, which I would suppose is around 31st of August. No, it wouldn't have been there. It would have been about here on the 1st of August. We saw 3,000%. So we can see it massively diminishing returns. Maybe there's a little bit space to move to the upside. I'm not really sure. Again, this is all information for you to digest, and you know, I'm doing some research so you guys don't have to as well. Crypto Fear and Greed Index 27, so very fearful markets at the moment. We are sitting at 38.5k, so we've lost about 5% market cap over the week. And guys, I also want to say we have an exciting giveaway on Twitter, so make sure you do head over down to my Twitter. Down in the link below, you can find my Twitter page. Make sure you do all of these things so you can enter the competition to potentially win $100. And if you want to buy Bitcoin today, use my link at the top of the description. Make sure you hop into the Discord channel as well if you want to increase your chances to win on this particular occasion. And these will happen every month. So if you also want to increase your chances to win as well, you can actually become a patron for price of a coffee. And you can see here, you're going to get 2 extra entries, 4 extra entries, and 6 extra entries, depending on which tier level you go for. Each tier also has its own unique benefits as well, so I highly suggest you do become a patron if you want to stay with the channel and also increase your odds at winning over the long term. Just my little way of saying thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. So yeah, make sure you do all those things. Subscribe, like, comment, leave suggestions down below, and let's see what happens with Bitcoin.